Hello friends, my name is Raza Masood. Today we will discuss about a topic commit user stories. Friend, let me tell you that it's a very easy topic to understand and very easily we can discuss and you can get an idea or get the concept of the commit user stories. So today we will discuss about this topic in detail and the terms which belongs to user stories we will discuss about it as well. So first of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well. So let's start. Commit user stories. Friend, user stories is a concept of a Scrum or Agile methodology. Whenever, as you know, a Scrum is a project implementation methodology which we use to implement a project, and it is the Scrum is a Agile is iterative approach, and the Scrum is a framework to implement the Agile approach. Scrum based on the project implementation methodology, which gives you the idea that you can divide the work in chunks, or you can call it as called it as sprints, and sprints having, you can say, having the chunks of work which we will deliver to customer. First of all, just give me few minutes to just give you an idea about the Scrum. Friend, Scrum is the project implementation methodology. Let's suppose you have to implement the e-commerce website for a customer, and you are implementing a project, and there are 40 tasks which you have to give to the customer. So what you can do in Scrum, you can divide the work of 40 tasks in 10 tasks each for each sprint. Like for each sprint contains 10 tasks, and you have to plan, develop, test and deliver it to customer in each sprint. A sprint means 3 to 4 weeks time period. Are you getting my point? A sprint means 3 to 4 weeks time period in which you will plan, develop, test and deliver the task to customer. So if, for example, if there are 40 tasks, so each sprint can contain 10 tasks each sprint, and you can plan, develop, test and deliver to customer. So this is a very high level overview of a Scrum approach, or the agile or the sprint approach, in which we divide the task in sprints and we deliver the task to customer in chunk basis, on sprint basis. At end of each sprint we deliver few deliverables, few tasks to customer. So customer has knowledge, customer has some satisfaction that he is getting some work or some deliverables. Now coming back to our main topic, commit user stories. Friends, in the Scrum, as you know, there are mainly three roles. One is the Scrum Master, one is core team, and one is product owner. A Scrum Master is just a facilitator, or a person who knows the methodology of a Scrum, and he is responsible to facilitate the team so that they can proceed, and they make sure that the Scrum methodologies and procedures are openly or easily understood, and they are, and the team and the whole team is following the Scrum procedures. The other role is product owner and the core team. Friend, product owner is a person who is responsible for the product. He is a person who is talking with the customer. He has the product backlog. Product backlog means he has all the requirements which customer wants to develop. Product owner, you can imagine as a person who is a voice of customer, because he knows the customer, he is talking with the customer, he is noting the requirements from the customer. So he is getting the requirements, and then he is dealing with the core team or Scrum team. So all the requirements which customer is saying, so he has the vision about these requirements, and he is delivering and communicating these requirements to core team. Now coming towards core team, what is core team? Scrum core team. A Scrum core team is a team who is delivering, who is developing the work or developing the product. For example, if you are developing the e-commerce web application or e-commerce solution, so that means you need some graphic designers, developers, database engineers, network operations, etc. So these sorts of team can consist of, and QA persons as well. So the team consists of these types of people: the developers, the designers, the QA persons, database engineers, network operations. So core team consists of these people. So whenever we talk about in a Scrum works on a collaborative approach in which the whole team collaborate with each other, like they are discussing with each other, they are giving feedback, they are giving inputs to each other, and these inputs are very important in collaborative approach. So now commit user stories. Friend, user story, now coming towards the main topic, user stories. Friend, user story means the requirement of customer, the requirement of user. Let me give you a very simple example. If you are implementing e-commerce solution, so a user story can be like that customer can do the payment through credit card, or customer can do the payment through debit card. So this is a very easy to understand example, that it's a requirement of customer, it's a requirement, it's a functional requirement, it's a user story means customer requirement. It's a very simple way to understand. So if you are implementing the e-commerce solution, customer needs the shopping cart to do the shopping through e-commerce solution. So this can also be a very good example of user story. Similar products on e-commerce solution should be available so that customer can select the product as well if he is interested. Wish list should also be available on the e-commerce solution. So you can just try to understand user story means the user requirement, the customer requirement. And the standard way to write the user story is that, as for example, as a I want so that, well, let me give you an example. As a customer, I want payment module so that I can do the payment through debit card or credit card at e-commerce solution. Again, let me tell you, as a customer, I want payment module so that I can do payment through debit card or credit card at e-commerce solution. Also, the user story contains the acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria means the criteria at which customer accept the requirement. When you give the demo to the customer, so on basis of that, on basis of this criteria, he will accept the solution, he will accept the demo, he will he will accept the accept your deliverable on basis of acceptance criteria. So let me give you again example. As a customer, I want a shopping cart so that I can do shopping. I can select, I can add a product at shopping cart for shopping. This is an also a very good example of the user story. So now commit user stories means that the stories which core team commits to product owner, that these are the stories which we will deliver it in the sprint to the product owner. For example, if you are implementing e-commerce solutions and there are 40 stories are there which you have to deliver, so 10 stories, if core team, the developer designers, they are committing that 10 stories, we will deliver it in this sprint. In this sprint means that end of this month, for example 3 to 4 week time period, so end of this month we will deliver you the 10 stories. Like 10 stories mean each story has some user requirement, has some customer requirement. Again, for example, one requirement could be to do that customer can do the shopping through shopping cart. One requirement that customer wish list should be available. One requirement that customer can do the payment through credit card, debit card. So these are all the very basic level of examples of user stories. So commit user stories means the commit user stories means that the team is committing that at the end of that sprint, in that sprint we will provide you, we will deliver you these particular user stories. So this is called the concept of commit user stories. Are you with me? Product owner is a person who is a voice of customer. He has the knowledge of the product. He knows about the requirements where or the product, and team is committing the user stories that after in that particular time period, like 3 to 4 weeks, we will deliver these these, for example, 10 requirements or 12 requirements in that sprint. Like for example, in the month of December we will deliver you 10 requirements. So the commit user stories means the commitment from the core team to deliver the requirements to the product owner. Product owner, you know that he is a person who has a clear vision of the product, and he is a voice of customer. So core team is committing that these stories we will deliver in the sprint 1, and after once the sprint 1 will complete, sprint 2 will start, and after that the team will commit that the remaining user story, how many user stories which are remaining we will deliver in which sprint. So commit user stories mean commitment from the team to deliver the user stories to product owner, and these are the user stories which are approved by product owner, which product owner has a vision. So team is committing that we will deliver these user stories in this sprint to product owner. This is a commitment or the agreement, not so I can say agreement but commitment from the team. This is called the concept of commit user stories. So friend, that's all from my side. I hope you like this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and that's all from my side. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time.